everyone, welcome back to another video on Energy Incremental, where, just like I said in the last video, I am continuing immediately after I literally stopped recording. For example, if you remember in the last video, we had just unlocked Prestige number 5, unlocking all of its different benefits, along with, some cool stuff like destruction, rarities, and potentially so much more. Of course, if you guys do end up enjoying these types of videos, then make sure to hit that like and subscribe button with notifications on. And yeah, apart from that though, that's everything that I have to say, so let's go ahead and jump right into this. Alright, so first things first, how exactly should we, progress our way in order to, unlock this destruction? Well, I think one of the best ways is probably going to be working on this rarity. Now, how it works is that you pretty much just, stand on here. It will roll every 0.5 seconds, and you have a chance of getting any one of these rarities, For example, right now I have this legendary one out of 100, and then I of course want the best one, which is going to be 1 in 10 billion. Now obviously, if we want to have a chance of getting any of those good rarities, we need to purchase some upgrades. So right now I have 300 clovers, which I could technically just go ahead and spend on, these more clover upgrades. Then from there, we can also get more rarity luck, more rarity bulk, and as well faster rarity rolling. Now, probably at this very moment, I should just focus on getting the more clovers, since in the end, extra luck or bulk or whatever isn't actually going to be changing how many clovers I get as much, at least, as this upgrade. But I guess it would be fine to occasionally at least maybe pop on an extra upgrade or two inside of these, because, more rarity bulk will just basically mean, for example, 2 rows instead of 1. Which will give me, double the clovers. You kind of get the idea. So let's go ahead and maybe do a little bit of a short time lapse, to start off the video, just so that we can see how lucky I can get. And then from there, with whatever OP boost we're able to get, we can then, go ahead and use it in order to, progress through the whole main game. But hold on, just before we go ahead and, immediately start AFKing, I do want to go ahead and get this, the Pathfinder secret stat, because apparently it's supposed to give me 2 times rarity speed, and since I'm going to be grinding rarity anyways, we might as well just, go ahead and get it. So yeah, in order to get this bad boy, I'm pretty sure it is somewhere within the Champions Falls. To be specific, it should be up a little bit of parkour somewhere, I believe, here. Yeah, there's a hole over here which we can go ahead and jump on down, and then if we just run over this, yeah, we now have the Pathfinder secret stat, which is going to be giving us, that awesome 2 times boost. So let's go ahead, let's put that boost into work by, I guess, doing around maybe 30 minutes to an hour of AFKing here. I mean, I don't know, I might just AFK here for an hour, maybe only 5 minutes. It's gonna depend, okay? So, yeah, let the, AFK grinding begin, and I hopefully will catch you guys soon with, something really awesome. Maybe at the bare minimum, this 1 in 10k. Let's find out in a little bit. And okay, everybody, just like that, we are now back after a ridiculously long time. And let's just say, all of these upgrades really came in handy. Look at that. With this rarity luck boost, we managed to go ahead and get ourselves Abyssal, giving us all of these OP multipliers. But as well, not only that, it turns out I kind of went a little bit off the script. Let's just say, in the power plant, right? I thought that for some reason, one of these upgrades gave a rarity speed or luck boost. So I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and, unlock everything that I've unlocked. For example, the wood. And I guess I kind of ended up accidentally unlocking the passives as well. And yeah, that ended up being somewhat of a waste, because despite me, getting a really good damage level and leveling basically everything, even unlocking a whole new rune and opening it quite a lot of times, we didn't end up unlocking anything too major. Like, no rarity luck apart from this, I guess. I mean, 12.5x, that's a pretty good boost. I don't know, maybe I just dreamt about it or something, because I swear there was a really OP one. I mean, there is this one over here technically, but it's not really as OP once again. I don't know why. I'm not sure if I just imagined like a 100x rarity luck boost or maybe like a 20x rarity speed boost. I have a feeling I completely made it up. But it's fine though. I mean, I guess we have the watts for this. Let's just go ahead and claim it. And yeah, apart from that though, I am pretty sure this whole upgrade tree is done, I think. Alright then, if that's all done, let's move on to some new stuff and as well some old stuff. For example, the passives over here. You are going to notice that I did actually unlock this 0.23%. Now, I did do this like completely by accident. To be specific, I did end up using a code in between, you know, last video and this video. And of course, it gave me like one of those super spin for passives, and it just immediately gave me this. Hey, I'm not complaining though, but I would have kind of loved to do it on camera, you know? The more content, the better. Actually, now that I think about it, we don't need to technically, like, I guess leave it off here. I'm pretty sure I still have a bunch of codes that I could still use. For example, this came from Laser. This is going to be giving me 3 potions. Then, Frosted Carry is going to be giving me, okay, some more potions. I swear some of these codes did give passive spins. Release was already redeemed. What about Insane Start? Okay, this is going to be one of the super spins. In this case, it's going to be giving me, you know, Clockwork again. Next one is Thank You for the Support, giving me Clockwork again. Okay, game, come on. I know I enjoyed Clockwork, like getting it first try, but now getting it for the 3rd try, that's not really helpful. What about Destruction? Oh my god, Clockwork again for the 4th time? I'm not sure if I'm just being really unlucky or like the next rarest one is like apparently so much more rarer. Okay, this one's expired. What about Rune Fix? That is also expired. A new passive. Okay, this is going to be another role, which is going to be, why am I not surprised? Clockwork again. Now we have Forgot passive, which is going to be giving me, please, something different. Clockwork again? Nah, that is crazy. Okay, you know what? I give up. You win, game. I just wasted all of my super spins getting basically nothing new. Okay, that kind of makes sense. I guess Clockwork might be guaranteed, and then the next one's like 1 in 10 chance, so I only rolled like 4 times, so I guess it kind of makes sense. But still though, that honestly leaves me very, very salty. Well, I guess the only other way to get a better passive would be to use these keys, which apparently have like a 1 in 500 chance to just get from opening runes. I guess I could go ahead and kind of grind it on the side, but I guess it's gonna depend. How long does it take to roll once? Yeah, 1 spin does take quite a lot of time, and it only uses 1 key. So even if I were to use only 200 keys, which barely took me any time to get, it would still take probably a ridiculous amount of time to get Royal Flush or something. Yeah, if needs be, I'll just do this overnight. Don't worry, guys. I'm not gonna bore you guys with like 10 to 20 hours of just non-stop passive spins. Plus as well, I'm sure there might be an upgrade in the near future, maybe in like this upgrade tree or something, that may or may not give me the ability to just roll passive spins fast. Maybe I'm coping for no reason, but let's just get back to the grinding. So over here, we have all of the upgrades that we saw in the last video. Now, I have quite a lot of wood, which means that I could probably go ahead and get all of these to a relatively decent level. So let's just go ahead and press all of these buttons. And then let's just get, you know, once again, a bit more wood and just, you know, repeat the process over and over. You guys kind of get the idea, though. I don't really need to, like, max these out too much because in the end, I'm probably not even strong enough to get them maxed out. I can't lie. Maybe my runes are kind of lacking a little bit. Maybe I need to go ahead and start working on some of the primordial runes, because apparently those are really good for grinding as well. But from what I've heard, even with like all of the sets I have right now, I don't think I'm ready just yet for primordial runes. So if needs be, I'll work on them on like the side, maybe, you know, just like the passives. And then, you know, we'll work on them later. So let's get all of this old stuff done once again. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. I mean, the majority of this stuff should be, you know, 1 click away from just being bought out to the max. There we go. That is what seems to be all of the upgrades maxed out, meaning that I think I only just need to work on increasing my voltage, surge, and flux numbers, especially since we're only like 10 zeros off from getting 550 energy. Let's see if this is going to be enough. So right now, we just hit basically 545. But I think if I step on these runes for a little bit, yeah, the number of opens is going to go up by quite a lot. And maybe if I get some of the really rare ones, it might just push up my multipliers, even if it's just barely. So let's see, this is the quantum one. This one's going up relatively fast. This one's going up kind of fast. And this one's just barely going up, I can't lie. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe all I really need to do is just go ahead and focus on, I guess, doing some manual labor, you know, cutting down trees, getting wood, you know, pressing this button over here. It's a pretty straightforward process, and at most, it's only going to be taking me like another minute or two. We are quite literally one digit of getting what we need to perform destruction. Let's see. So, come on, come on, come on. Is this going to be enough? I mean, it might be if I wait like another minute. Yeah, I just had to be a little bit patient. There we go. We can now destruct. So, if I understood this correctly, everything is going to be reset. It's going to be as if starting from like level 1. But I'm not entirely sure if that includes our prestige levels as well. Let's just find out. It does include the prestige levels. Damn it. Well, I guess that means that I have to grind basically 5 prestige levels all over again, but at least we have the destruction boost helping us out, so it shouldn't take, you know, as long as it originally did. But still, I doubt this is going to be like a walk in the park. I have heard from like some of my fans that this is still a pretty grueling process, so yeah, unless something new happens, I'm just gonna cut to, I guess, whenever I get back to prestige number 5 and maybe at least unlock everything that I had unlocked prior. Oh wait, actually, maybe just before we go ahead and do that, let's just have a quick look at the factory just to see how much, I guess, new stuff there is. Okay, so this is going to be like a upgrade tree part 2. In this case, we're going to be using vaults, which will unlock new features. We can use them as well to activate our global runes. And apparently this is our base total vaults multiplier. This shouldn't be too bad, but yeah, let me just quickly get all of the previous stuff done, so then at least we only need to focus on unlocking the new stuff. See you guys probably, honestly, probably is going to be like tomorrow or the day after. I mean, it might be 2 days, it might be 1 day. I'll let you guys know how long I suffered when eventually I got back. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, well, this is actually a major surprise. Like, quite literally, it hasn't even been that long, like maybe a little bit over an hour or two. And as you guys can see, we are still only on Prestige 4. Now, the surprising part is not that we are on Prestige 4, but why we're still on it. Have a look at the requirements for this. Something that I just barely noticed is that all of the requirements for every single prestige skyrocketed. Like, think about it. Wasn't prestige number 5 like 550E? And now prestige number 4 is 950, and probably number 5 is going to be like 1.5k. Yeah, it's safe to say that I wasn't able to exactly complete the main game without having to touch on some of the new stuff a bit off camera. But don't worry, I didn't unlock too much, you know, only some like watts multipliers, volt speed, a bit more energy, flux, surge. Literally, the only thing that was, I guess, major is I'm slowly starting to activate all of the global runes. Turns out, apparently, all of these multipliers have never been activated yet, and I am missing out on so many of these. Like, look at that. If we had that 26x rarity luck boost, that would have been so good. Whatever, it's fine though. Let's get onto the major mega upgrades, because we have 2 over here. One that we can get right now, and one that we can get in a while. 1 million volts, that is going to be one hell of a grind. Let's just go ahead and unlock this one over here, the cogs. Now, what exactly does this do? Well, I'm pretty sure it's just kind of like a lot of the incremental games where you like walk around a certain area, and then, you know, you collect, you know, the things that spawn on the ground. Then from there, with those cogs, you can go ahead and buy the following upgrades, you know, some of the main game, some of the cog upgrades, and eventually we can unlock EXP and as well a mechanical rune. And then of course the list kind of, goes on and on. Obviously we've unlocked even more vaults upgrades, for example, 10 times the vaults, 1.5x the cogs. Again, it's very straightforward stuff, and it isn't anything that we haven't kind of seen before. I mean, we haven't seen something like this just yet, but the main premise of how the game, I guess, progresses is really understandable. So let's go ahead, let's get started on this by first popping on the pin on the stats, so then, that way I can see it. So right now we have 242 cogs, and then if I just go ahead and buy, a few of these upgrades, we should, get around 50 per cog. Probably, whilst we're waiting as well for the cogs to spawn, we might as well go ahead and start working on, these side upgrades, because, as they spawn on in, maybe if we can push this up to like a 10 times cog multiplier, that would really, like exponentially increase the amount of cogs we're going to get. Because, if I get 10 times cogs, then I can buy a bunch and a bunch more of the more cogs upgrades, which will then give me even more cogs. I'm sure you guys understand how incremental games works, you go like 1 second getting very little, and then you get like one upgrade, which leads to another upgrade, and then, yeah, everything just goes to the moon. Let's, I guess, see how far I can go in around 10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes should be more than enough to at least get the general upgrades relatively unlocked, and maybe as well enough to get prestige number 4. So around 20 to 30 minutes later, yes, it did take a little bit longer than expected. We have made some good progress over here on the cogs, nothing too crazy, because I did spend the majority of the grinding, getting all of these vaults. Now hold on before you yell at me and say, wait, SMG, you just said you were going to grind cogs. Listen, remember the upgrade over here that increases cogs? Well, this gets expensive, and this upgrade over here costed like 600k vaults, which again was quite a lot. You kind of see where I'm getting at, right? A lot of these upgrades are getting so expensive, so I thought, why not just go ahead and unlock whatever this leveling is, because I have a feeling it might save us from this vaults problem. Let's see. So over here, what exactly does leveling do? So every 10 energy ticks, we gain EXP, and then EXP is used to gain levels, which gives you 2 times energy compounding. Every 10 levels is a rank up. Ranks give you various other stat boosts as well. And I guess then from there to see what the ranks do, we just need to head on over here and just, I guess, read them. So yes, this is going to be giving us the 2 times volts multiplier that we want, along with, I guess, 3 times energy and 1.5x rune speed. We'll definitely take that. However, in order to reach that rank, we still need around like 8 more levels. So let's just run over here, and how much does it cost to increase our EXP? 100k cogs. Now that is way too much than I can handle at the moment. Let's, I guess, use up the rest of our vaults to hopefully be able to catch up to, I guess, that amount. So let's just buy that once, and then should I buy that? I mean, this might be better. Yeah, 25 extra cogs, that is definitely going to be handy. And then this over here, mechanical rune. I'm pretty sure that helps us out with vaults and as well cogs too. Yeah, look at that. Ingenuity, or however you say this, I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce it. This gives us cogs. This gives us cogs, and then I think this one gives cogs. No, only these two over here do actually give us. But yeah, in order to unlock this, we do need quite a lot of vaults again, which honestly, I don't think I'm willing to spend 2.5 million vaults worth of AFK just yet. I'd rather just go ahead and manually run around like this, go ahead, get the 100k cogs, now it's not gonna take, too long. Actually, now that I think about it, that's probably hard cope right now. We still have a pretty long way to go, but yeah, that's our first EXP upgrade, and we are just about to reach level 4. Let's flash forward in time until I reach level 10, because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to reach it by tonight, because I do have to get going to sleep soon. As an official Unk, I really do need my nap time, or else I'm gonna get very cranky when I wake up tomorrow morning. And considering how we probably have so much more grinding, that would be a bad idea, lots of grinding and just being in a bad mood. It's a recipe for disaster, and I don't think you guys are gonna enjoy seeing me like that either. Alright, at this point, upgrade my status from Unk to Gramps, okay? I fell asleep without barely doing that much before I went to sleep. Not gonna lie, I can't really remember exactly what I did before I went to sleep. But yeah, I'm back from school and stuff, so I guess we can continue grinding. So let's see, how much time did I waste? Okay, level 40. That's actually much better than what I was expecting. Also, have a look at that. We are now getting all of these OP stats like 6 times cogs, 2 times rune speed, 8 times EXP. Yeah, all of this is going to be really helpful, but the best part about all of this is that we have so many vaults. I'm so glad that at least I fell asleep on this vaults button, because imagine if I fell asleep, for example, standing here. I would have barely gotten anything. But yeah, let's I guess go ahead and use up some of said watts to maybe max out some of these upgrades. So let's go ahead and get this rune over here. Then from there, we can increase our energy gain, our surge gain. Yeah, I don't really need to worry about spending too many volts because I just have such a overwhelming amount. Like, yeah, look at that. Another global rune activated, 2 more levels to the chips upgrade. And here's something that I've been hoping to get for a while now. Extra passive speed, and then, ooh, auto-opening the power rune? You know what, I'll definitely take that, and as well, we might as well go ahead and increase that speed. But yeah, it seems like we have done everything that we can do at this very moment on this upgrade tree, so we might as well head on over to the mechanical rune. So how many times can I go ahead and open this? 37,000 times, and then it's going to be giving me nothing that I really want. I mean, I was kind of hoping for, you know, this volts multiplier or a bit of a cogs multiplier, but I guess it's fine. Let's, I guess, just go ahead and try again, you know, this time though with 42 million. So that is going to be 458,000. Still no volts multiplier for some reason. And wow, even here on the ingenuity rune, no cogs multiplier, barely a rarity luck multiplier. Yeah, it seems like we didn't get as much as I maybe would have hoped for. Oh wait, technically we did gain something. I mean, we are getting super close now to getting that 950 energy requirement. I guess I could go ahead and maybe make up for that, you know, minus 30 energy by probably just spamming this upgrade, you know, a bunch. Then I guess we can also go ahead and increase our flux and our surge, our voltage. Yeah, my cogs multiplier at the moment is just so broken that I don't really need to worry, I think, when it comes to getting prestige number 4. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's get this all done, since as you guys can see, we can now prestige. Hopefully this doesn't end up resetting anything too major, like if I lose out on 147 million volts, I am going to flip. Let's see. So we are prestiged, prestige number 4, and okay, phew, we didn't lose anything. And oh, I was joking when I said the next rank up was going to be like 1.5k E energy. It really is that amount. Guess it's safe to say that I am officially cooked. How on earth am I supposed to get that amount? Like, what? The only thing that I could realistically think of is maybe we might have unlocked some more upgrade tree stuff. Like, for example, over here, can I buy anything else? Ooh, I can unlock this. So let's go ahead and get that and that. Okay, all of these upgrades we've already gotten before. I don't think I really need to explain too much about them. It seems like as well we also need to go ahead and farm wood once again. Yay. Actually, wait, hold up a second. I just realized, actually, this isn't as bad as it used to be. Somehow, our wood multiplier at, like, relatively base is much better than what it originally was. Okay, not complaining, I guess. I mean, if I can literally just go ahead and jump back to like level 20 or something on the wood, that's gonna make like catching up and stuff relatively simple to do. I mean, look at that. We can already like, yeah, already max level on the more damage. And then, have I unlocked this yet? No, we haven't unlocked the power rune, since, you know, we do need prestige 5 in order to do that. But I guess until then, all of these upgrades over here that I can unlock at the moment should relatively do. So let's max out this, and this, and this, and then I guess we just need to go ahead and get like maybe 5 million more wood. Yeah, this should be relatively enough for the time being. I'm not going to focus too much time just yet because I'm not even sure if I need to. But then again, that's going to depend on how many upgrades we unlocked in the factory. So let's just go ahead and teleport on through. And let's see if I was right. Did I unlock any more upgrades? I mean, I don't think so. That was completely unexpected. I did not realize that although we are back exactly where we were before, there is no real, I guess, straight path like originally there was. Alrighty, let's just go ahead and try, I guess, the crazy strategy of just mindlessly opening up the mechanical rune until eventually we unlock the vault stat and as well the cogs stat. Actually, I think the most important one right now might just be this cogs one. Please, game, don't make the requirements for this too silly. I want to get this video over and done with so then you guys can see me, I guess, maybe finish this area. Or at least, you know, get close to. So, hi ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, I may or may not have forgotten to press the record button. But hey, not to worry though, you guys didn't actually miss out on too much. For example, we did unlock, you know, another prestige level, right? Which I guess I am kind of sad I didn't get that on camera. But let's just say all of this, I guess, progression towards prestige number 6 and all of these OP stats happened in a matter of 5 minutes. Like literally, when I prestige to prestige number 5, I unlocked all of these extra upgrades, which I guess if you want to go ahead and pause the video, feel free to do so. But yeah, obviously, since we unlocked all of these, including removing passive animation, passive luck, rarity luck, and you know, the list goes on and on, we were quite literally able to open the mechanical rune at ridiculous speeds. Like, let me just show you guys. So if I just step on this, right, I am getting so many of each of these runes. And if you just have a look at the cogs multipliers, you know, these went up at insane speeds, right? Which then allowed me to buy more cogs upgrades and like more upgrades for EXP and stuff, which then allowed me to, you know, open up more mechanical runes. In fact, by the way, for those of you that don't believe me, look, it says open this rune for 2 minutes. There's no way you guys can accuse me of like spending days or something. Literally, I barely spent any time on that. But yeah, with all of these EXP upgrades as well that we got from the upgrade tree, and as well maxing this out over here, you know, 4.9 billion X multiplier, we were able to get this rank, giving us all of these OP stats. Like again, feel free to pause the video, have a look at how insane this is. And then obviously with that, I was able to head back on over to, you know, spawn and then work on some of the old stuff along with new stuff. For example, look, clover upgrades. Not only are there more of them, but we've also maxed them out, giving us this brand new rarity, you know, infernal 1 in 2.05, I guess. And oh yeah, here's another important fact, by the way. I just realized that my rune speed is so OP that I am beginning to unlock primordial runes, such as, you know, Eternal, giving us, you know, all of this, and Arrows giving us all of this. And of course, it doesn't stop there, you know, Quantum has its own one, you know, again, really OP stuff. Power has its own one, with again, a new primordial, giving us, again, ridiculous stats. Then from there, is there anything else that's worth showcasing? I mean, I could technically open up the energy rune and maybe get some primordials there. We have this primordial giving us rarity luck and cogs and again, all of that good stuff. However, I am going to be leaving the whole primordial rune grinding for like another video because there are so many of them. Yeah, no point rushing all of that because then it would kind of already make this really long video way too long. So let's just go ahead, wrap things up by upgrading this and this. And I guess I'll go ahead and continue rarity grinding, you know, as well in the other video. I don't think we even need to really grind that much because if I just maybe, for example, run on that, yeah, we get a lot of voltage. And then if we go on the surge as well, probably we might be able to jump up to 2.6k. Okay, we're really close, but not too far off. Probably what I'm missing is going to be the wood upgrade since yeah, all of this is 0, which is, you know, really bad. So let's just go ahead and take out one of these trees, giving us, okay, 4.2 billion wood. Not complaining, by the way, 4.2 billion wood is insane, and I guess since my damage is also really broken, I could just go up to like level 40, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm still one-shotting them. Ah, so this is the highest we can reach right now, technically, even though we're still one-shotting. 6.53 trillion wood. Remember how we were struggling to like barely get like a billion or something? And yeah, now that's like the easiest thing we can get. Let's go. Let's, I guess, see if this energy rune over here is going to be pushing up what I'm missing. So if we go ahead and open that, we are so close. Come Come on, game, give me the last jump that I need. So if we step on this, maybe it might be enough. Yes. Prestige number 6 done, which I believe might be the final prestige. Let's see. Yes, it is going to be the max one. Yo! That is such a good way to end off the video, and the best part is that we're probably only still halfway through the game. There is still so much left to do. Whatever, ladies and gentlemen, at least since this video is all done and dusted, you guys are going to be having one epic finale where I guess we'll go ahead AFK in the power plant and the factory and, you know, get, I guess, all of the final runes that we're missing. You know, 500k, 1 million, and maybe global. I might be able to get this. But until then, though, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and prepare what I need to prepare. For example, maybe I could AFK on this and, you know, maybe get like a good rarity. Or maybe I'll just wait. I don't know. Not gonna waste your guys' time any longer. As usual, if you guys do end up enjoying these videos, then make sure to hit that like and subscribe button with notifications on. And apart from that, though, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.